1, making connections. Students should make connections to the things that they read. Reading should activate prior experiences and allow the students to relate the text or the story they're reading to something that they've done, seen, or even read in the past. It's also important for us as their teacher to make connections, to give an example, to know that when we read, that we do the same thing. We activate our prior knowledge. We think about things. We say, how does this relate to blank? So by modeling for them, it'll just become more of a habit for them, and they'll just see that it should be second nature while reading to help comprehension. 2, asking questions. It's important to let our students know that they can ask questions for different reasons, and that they can ask questions before reading, during reading, and even after reading. And we need to stress the importance of stopping to consider what has been read along reading, like as they read. And that they need to turn the information and the content that they read into questions, even questions that they might already know the answers to. It leads them to reflect on and better comprehend what they just read.
Create mind movies. Creating visual images brings the text alive. These mind movies make the story more memorable. You can help your child do this by reading aloud and describing the pictures you're seeing in your own imagination. Use all 5 senses and emotions. Invite your child to share her mind movies. Notice how they're different from yours. You might even ask your child to draw what's in her imagination. Make inferences. We infer by combining what we already know with clues from the story. For example, when we read, her eyes were red and her nose was runny, we can infer that she has a cold or allergies. You can help your child with this reading skill by predicting what might happen in the story as you read aloud. Then invite your child to do the same.
Number 5, figure out what's important. Help your students determine what's important in a story by creating graphic organizers and introducing concepts like main characters, setting, or conflict for fiction, and main ideas or problems for nonfiction. Model how to find this information by asking questions as you read. Number 6, monitor comprehension as you go. Show students how to monitor their own comprehension. Demonstrate strategies like looking at illustrations, self-checking with questions like, what just happened, or do I understand? Or going back to reread confusing sections of the text. Have students retell stories either orally or in writing, and look to prompt students by asking higher level thinking questions that have them looking back in the text.